All right, for the purpose of the video, will you say your name and your title?
Caitlin Seabolt, Media Specialist.
Okay, and what type of degree is required for your position?
You are required to have a school library media certification.
Okay, what are your main job responsibilities?
Everything. It's kind of a catch-all, as you saw when you were here. Main things is maintaining the space. I do a lot of collaborating with teachers and co-teaching. I'm on almost every committee at the school. I purchase technology and resources for the teachers and books for the library. And I'm trying to think what else. Check out books. I have a clerk, luckily, that can do a lot of that for me. And managing textbooks and computers for teachers. I'm trying to think what I missed.
Okay. All right, well, you'll probably cover some of it in the rest of these questions. With that Digital Learning Day coming up, how are you meeting the needs of your faculty and staff during the Digital Learning Day? So just the teachers.
The teachers, we had a meeting the other day on the Professional Development Day and just kind of went over the requirements of it because they changed a little bit from the beginning of the year. So they're actually happy because they don't have to do live sessions this time, so it's a little bit easier on them. But I've been meeting with teachers and helping them plan lessons. Created a Google form for a teacher the other day. Did you ask me about students too, or just teachers?
Not yet. Students is next.
Okay. Yeah, and they'll usually come to me with questions, and I'll just try and help.
All right. Well, then how are you meeting the remote learning needs of students and parents?
So the county provided us with mobile hotspots for students that have a need for internet or connection. We're supposed to work through our guidance department to know who might have that need. They were purchased, I think, through a grant. And we also have a form where parents can request a device for them just to use on that one day. So they would pick it up the day before or the day of and then return it the same day since it's a half day, which hopefully they will. I think I've only had a couple students that have requested so far.
Okay. What are your typical activities on a day-to-day basis for your job?
I feel like I ran a marathon today. So I usually come in the morning and we have a little library group that comes in. They're really loud and fun to start the day. And then I have morning duty, and then a class is usually in here, so I have to set up computers and everything for them. And then I'll help co-teach while the teacher's in here, set up the teacher computer and the screen for them. And while that's happening, usually teachers will come to me with questions, the IS will come to me with questions, principal will come to me with questions, kids will come in and out to check out or print or use devices. I'm trying to think what else. Handing out textbooks, taking pictures of new students that come in and printing their IDs, setting up passwords, suggesting books. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. That sounds great. Do you have a budget you control, and how do you make decisions on selecting resources?
I do have a budget. It's a decent budget. It's based off of FTE count. So per student, you get a certain amount of money. I'm trying to see if I can find that. It's $9 per student. And so I think our total budget from the county was about $7,000 this year. And they take some of that out to purchase our media, our library program, the Follett Destiny. And then I also have our local budget, which was kind of formed from the previous media specialist through book fairs and that kind of stuff. So we spend the county money first, and then we go to the local money. So I think the local we have about a good amount. I can't remember. Maybe $6,000 in it, something like that. $7,000 maybe. So, and then technology is separate. There's about $4,000 that we have for technology purchases. So new devices. I think this year we could only get 12 or 13 of the new Chromebooks for next year. So we're going to have to purchase those. I work really close with the bookkeeper to make decisions on that. And I kind of go through her for purchases to see where my account is. We also have a committee, digital learning team, and our media committee, which we don't meet a lot, but I'll usually run things by them too when I'm going to purchase new stuff. This year I've had to purchase several things because the old media specialist did not. So I had to get a new poster printer, which was a big chunk of our budget, and ink, and then the paper for that. Purchased a lot of books this year. I'll usually go, I'm in a bunch of different groups on Facebook. What do they call it? Our, what is the word? You know what I'm talking about?
Or do like a PLC?
Yes, PLCs. And they suggest books and kind of talk about things they're buying for their library. And then I'll go read some reviews. And if they're in another library in our county, I can go ahead and buy them. Mm-hmm. And if not, they have to go through a process. So I try to kind of stick with the ones that are already purchased.
Right. All right. How have you had an opportunity to impact technology implementation in your school?
Well, this year we had a push we have a lot more devices than we used to. There was a push from above to do small group instruction with the iReady program. A lot of our teachers struggle with that concept. Mm-hmm. So I try to go in and help some of them, but some of them still are kind of hesitant. But we give each team 48 devices, a 4-man team, so everybody has 12. And a lot of times I'll invite people to come to Learning Commons to teach their lessons, so I can kind of help. I've done that with several new teachers. Can you repeat that again? I don't remember where I was rambling.
Yeah, it's just about how do you impact technology, like integration, but I think you covered it with helping the new teachers, especially by inviting them to the learning.
And I work really close with the IS, and she kind of expresses some needs that they talk about in their content planning. So I'll schedule meetings with them and stuff like that. And our digital learning team talks about kind of where our school is with technology and what our biggest needs are. So the IS for the instructional learning day, or whatever it was, professional development day, they filled out a Google form with their strengths and weaknesses, and she based her professional development sessions on that.
Okay. And I know you mentioned your digital learning committee. Who makes up your digital learning committee?
I want to say it's 2 teachers per grade level, mm-hmm. and culturally diverse. And then I think we have to have an admin, so our assistant principal, Mr. Muller, and the instructional specialist, me, and the technology support specialist is just recommended. He's not on it, but I do ask for his suggestions.
Right. When you're making technology decisions, do you go through, like, do you just work with your TSS, or do you have to go get approval from Dr. Barnes too?
I usually run everything by her, mm-hmm. just because she likes to know kind of what's going on. And she has to approve the overall thing anyways, the purchases. So even if I go through the bookkeeper, she still has to send it to her to approve. So she's the overall decision.
All right. What do you think is the best part of your job?
Getting to make this place fun for the kids. Last year, they weren't really allowed in here very much. It's kind of a negative environment. At least I feel like that. So the kids, especially some of our 8th graders that never came in here, they didn't read. They're coming in almost every day now, and they just get so excited when they come in. But getting to work with people I work with and having classes come in and interact with the kids.
Okay. What do you think is the hardest part of your job?
Dealing with adults. So same thing as I've never had to as a teacher really deal with these kind of complaints and negativity, and kind of serve in between admin and teaching sometimes. It's tough.
And last one, what is the biggest thing you miss about being in the classroom?
Oh, I miss my kids and getting to do having my own space, and they were my babies, and getting to do experiments and just make learning fun for them. All the kids will come in and ask me all the time, why aren't you my science teacher this year? I'm like, well, I get to teach you in every subject, but it's just different.
Yeah. All right. Well, that I think wraps it up. So thank you.
Thanks.